What's up? This is Terry again with Collabo Creative, a service design company here in Indianapolis. And guess what? It's Wednesday, so we're back at you again with another 5 minutes tips and tricks for collaboration and creativity in your business and your life. And again, we have Sara. We are on our video number 4 in our series of these mindsets. And last week, or I should say for the past few weeks, we've been talking about the designerly mindset and how you can use that to be more creative and collaborative and eventually, right, become more innovative. And the first few past couple weeks, what we talked about was curiosity, and we talked about action mindset. And this week we're going to talk about the growth mindset, because when you start to put all these things together, that's where you start to see the magic happen, and you start to see that creativity and the collaboration just grow and balloon. So with the growth mindset, what we're talking about is a term or a concept coming from this lovely woman. Her name is Carol Dweck. If you have not read this book, go out and buy it. So there's 2 mindsets that we can adopt, and one is called the growth mindset and the other one is called the fixed mindset. And when we talk about the growth mindset, or I should say when she talks about the growth mindset, she's talking about a mindset that helps people to feel optimistic, to see the potential in where they can go and what is possible. And through that, there's this idea of positivity, more optimism, and perseverance and resilience. And so developing that side will help you achieve anything that you can, because if I could do a call out to my girl Marie Forleo, this is where people start to believe that anything is figure outable. So on the flip side of that growth mindset, we have the fixed mindset, right? And this is where a lot of times we focus on those limitations, things that are keeping us from getting to where we want to go. And when we allow that fixed mindset to just kind of take hold, that's where we just give up and we say, you know what? I'm fine. And I don't need to do that thing because maybe I'm just not meant to do that thing. And I might not be the best at, doing that other thing, but it's okay. I'm gonna be just Fine, right? So that's that fixed mindset, and it doesn't help us get to where we want to go and achieve those dreams. So of course we have our mindset expert, Sara Armstrong.
Hello.
And she's gonna help us give us some tips and tactics to get from fixed to growth. So thanks again for coming and being with us.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me.
Yes.
So happy to be here to share with yourself and your viewers. I'm Sara Armstrong with Idea View Coaching, and it is a pleasure to be here. So when we talk about that growth and fixed mindset, Terry, even as you were just describing that, when you were talking about the growth mindset, I started to stand up a little bit taller, and I could feel my chest puff out a little bit more, and I was a little bit more just confident in my own skin. And then as soon as you started talking about fixed mindset, I immediately started to just kind of shrink back down.
I think I did the same thing too.
Right? Because that's how you start to feel about it. Because again, the common theme of all the videos that we've been doing in this series is the thought creates the feeling, which creates the action. And so if you've got that thought of growth, then you're thinking, wow, how can I expand this? So you get into that expansion mode, and your actions start to be that of expansion.
Right.
Whereas when you start thinking about that fixed mindset and the other 4-letter F word, fine, you start to really shrink back and just kind of go back into yourself, and you're thinking that now this is all that there is, and it's fine, and that's just it is who I am, and there's no better thing that I can do or that I can accomplish, because this is just where I'm at, and it's the only place I'm going to just plateau, and I'm just going to stay and hang out here.
Right.
So when you think about those 2 types of mindsets, a tip or trick to get you out of that, to start to shift that, is to go into a place of gratitude.
Ooh.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on gratitude? When I said that, you got excited for a second. So tell me a little bit more.
Well, because it's that appreciation, right? Just that appreciation, and we thought immediately my mind went to that whole optimism side.
Awesome. Great. Well, it's perfectly understandable that you would think positivity when you hear gratitude, because that instills that feeling of gratefulness in yourself. So when you shift into that attitude of gratitude, if you will, it does create, again, going back to the thought, feeling, and action, the thought of gratitude creates the feeling of positivity, which is going to ultimately result in more positive and better actions for yourself. So one of the quick tips that I'd like to share today is to just sit down, it doesn't have to be lengthy, but try to list out like 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. And that's something you can either do like in the morning when you first wake up to kind of get your day started off on the right foot. Or it's even something that you can do throughout the day so that you, if you just have, again, a piece of paper and a journal and a notebook, or you want to put it into your phone, just do 1 through 5. And as you go throughout the day and you notice something that you can be grateful for, just plug that into your list. And then spend a couple minutes at the end of the day reflecting back on that.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. And that's definitely a simple tip that we can use every single day when we are trying to get out of that fixed mindset into that growth mindset, right?
Right.
Oh, I love it.
So gratitude is a simple trick that we can use. However, something I'd like to spend just a minute or two on is what I do in my coaching practice is taking my clients through the 7 levels of energy. And it's something also that we can relate to the fixed versus growth mindset. And so since we are all made up of energy, again, our thoughts create our feelings, which create our actions, which ultimately that's all energy. Like it takes energy to make the thought, it takes energy to create the feeling, and then ultimately like the outward energy is the action. So as you're able to shift into those different levels of the energy of consciousness, you're able to go from that. If you're in that fixed mindset, what I do with my clients is help them work through what those different levels are to get into that growth mindset.
So you're just, because when we talk about energy, it's never lost, right? It only gets transferred. And so you're thinking, it sounds like through your method, it just shifts how you're using that energy.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
Exactly.
So if you want to learn more about this 7 levels of energy, make sure you are following Sara at Idea of You Coaching. You'll be able to find her information all around this YouTube video. So look for that and make sure you follow her so you can find out more about the 7 levels of energy and how you can get from, how at least she can help you get from fixed to growth. And I love the one takeaway that you can do for this week and is, try to do this immediately. Maybe you can do this right now.
Get your pen and paper out.
Yes. Think about what you're grateful for, right? And that immediately will take you to that positive headspace, and through that positivity and optimism, you're going to be able to be more persistent and resilient in life.
If you take us up on our challenge to do that immediately, put a couple of those things in the comments below on what you're grateful for. We'd love to hear your feedback.
That's all we've got for this week. Thanks for watching our collabo clip and spending your 5 minutes with us. If you like this video, give us some thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Do you have any questions or topics you'd like us to tackle? Shoot over an email to hello@collabocreative.com.
Me too. Air them out.
Okay.
We should
ready.
both be like,
Superwoman, Wonder Woman.
Go in like this. There you go. Well, you got that shot now.